Never stop fighting, never stop dreaming. Now and then it's good to pause in our pursuit of happiness and just be happy. Truth is not something outside to be discovered. It is something inside to be realized. Life isn't fair, but it's still good.
Serious thinkers are few, and the world is ruled by crude ideas.
Dwell on the beauty of life. Watch the stars and see yourself running with them. Suspect each moment, for it is a thief, tiptoeing away with more than it brings.
There are few reasons for telling the truth, but for lying, the number is infinite. Talent hits a target no one else can hit. Genius hits a target no one else can see.
We can regard our life as a uselessly disturbing episode in the blissful repose of nothingness.
A smiling lie is a whirlwind, easy to enter, but hard to escape. In business, professionalism is not a tactic, but a moral value.
A man may die, nations may rise and fall, but an idea lives on. Ideas have endurance without death.
Focus on making yourself better, not on thinking that you are better.
It's not enough knowing that you can walk on water, Peter. You have to get out of the boat. You've a good heart. Sometimes that's enough to see you safe wherever you go, but mostly it's not. We all have negative thoughts now and then, but we can choose not to dwell there and not to let them control us. Earning is not possible without learning, and learning is not possible without burning. We may regard certain days as free days. Free days are, however, fee days. We will pay later. The only person that has power to put boundaries on your dreams is you. What helps you persevere is your resilience and commitment. Being angry, resentful, or saddened by rejection can suck the sweetness out of acceptance. Your dreams are worth it. Persevere. Your focus is your power. Harness it. Be a surfer. Watch the ocean. Figure out where the big waves are breaking and adjust accordingly.
To know that we know what we know, and that we do not know what we do not know, that is true knowledge. Strange, what being forced to slow down could do to a person. Speak to me. I will spend my lifetime trying to understand you.
There's no solution to life. There's going to be problems no matter what. Commitment can open the invisible doors of success.
Life provides chances to open your heart all the time. More powerful than the will to win is the courage to begin.
Whenever I'm feeling down, I always think back on all my goals and get instantly motivated. All that is valuable in human society depends upon the opportunity for development accorded the individual. Don't waste your time hating a failure. Failure is a greater teacher than success. Listen, learn, go on.
Life, unfortunately, doesn't seem to care what we want.
The fact that you aren't where you want to be should be enough motivation. Everything existing in the universe is the fruit of chance and necessity. Arrival in the world is really a departure, and that which we call departure is only a return.
Silence is nice to have if you wanted it, but maddening if you didn't. Too many doubts grow in the cracks of silence and separation. When you take control of your attitude, you take control of your life.
In the face of change, do not be afraid to spread your wings and let the winds guide you to new horizons. Time is what keeps things from happening all at once. Even in the far future, never forget the you of right now. Wherever you are right now, you're just taking a break.
Become braver, stronger, wiser, kinder, and you will become better.
The end may justify the means as long as there is something that justifies the end. We all need to be mocked from time to time, lest we take ourselves too seriously. Even a mistake may turn out to be the one thing necessary to a worthwhile achievement.
What the ancients called a clever fighter is one who not only wins, but excels in winning with ease.
There are two types of pains, one that hurts you and the other that changes you. My one regret in life is that I am not someone else. Being afraid to take chances is scarier than actually doing things that challenge you. I have made a ceaseless effort not to ridicule, not to bewail, not to scorn human action, but to understand them. Life is a series of surprises and would not be worth taking or keeping if it were not. My heart is too thoroughly dried to be broken in a hurry, and I mean to live as long as I can. Surround yourself with only people who are going to lift you higher. Mostly, the world sees you the way you see yourself. Even if people do not understand you, at least they do not possess the same ability as your bizarre uniqueness. The light at the end of the tunnel is just the light of an oncoming train.
I shall allow no man to belittle my soul by making me hate him.
Forgiveness doesn't have to be when they are sorry, but when you show compassion to those who don't deserve it. In the middle of every difficulty lies opportunity. You can have everything you want if you can put your heart and soul into everything you do.
There's so much to be grateful for. Words are poor things. We are finite, in that we are a product and source of the infinite.
It doesn't matter how smart you are unless you stop and think. Avoid loud and aggressive persons. They are vexations to the spirit.
Choose to correct your mistakes, rather than comparing it to others.
The successful person has unusual skill at dealing with conflict and ensuring the best outcome for all.
We are willing to believe anything other than the truth.
People soon get tired of things that aren't boring, but not of what is boring. You're not to be so blind with patriotism that you can't face reality. Wrong is wrong, no matter who does it or says it. Remake the world, a little at a time, each in your own corner of the world. Above all else, guard your heart, for it affects everything else you do. There is no future without a past, because what is to be cannot be imagined except as a form of repetition.
Success is defined in units of fun. It's all about being happy.
Victories that come cheap are cheap. Those only which are worth having come as the result of hard fighting. Look back over the past, with its changing empires that rose and fell, and you can foresee the future too. Therefore, a victorious army first wins and then seeks battle. A defeated army first battles and then seeks victory. Fear is a probability by its own cause of actions. If we live by it, we lose all the possibilities of endurance. Every man had his personal habits, passions, and impulses toward goodness, beauty, and truth. The easy confidence with which I know another man's religion is folly teaches me to suspect that my own is also. The secret of life is honesty and fair dealing. If you can fake that, you've got it made. When you connect to the silence within you, that is when you can make sense of the disturbance going on around you. Sometimes it falls upon a generation to be great. You can be that generation.
It's such a shame to waste time. We always think we have so much of it.
Man keeps looking for a truth that fits his reality. Given our reality, the truth doesn't fit.
It is the certainty that they possess the truth that makes men cruel. Hearing voices no one else can hear isn't a good sign, even in the wizarding world. Time cannot put anything in your hands until you let go of the time. My destination is no longer a place, rather a new way of seeing.
No, that is the great fallacy, the wisdom of old men. They do not grow wise, they grow careful.
Either you want change or you want comfort, but you can't have both.
Failure is when you give up. A real winner is someone that doesn't give up, even when it feels like they are losing. Concern yourself not with what you tried and failed in, but with what is still possible to do. Pursue what catches your heart, not what catches your eyes. The mind is like a restless monkey, but with practice and detachment can be tamed and made peaceful.
Leaders are limited by their vision, rather than by their abilities.
I'm not into this whole move with the times thing. I reckon we should just decide on a year and stick with it. There is nothing worse for the lying soul than the mirror of reality.
When you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. A frog in a well cannot conceive of the ocean. If tomorrow were never to come, it would not be worth living today. No one from the outside can tell or show you what is in your heart.
All the world is queer save thee and me, and even thou art a little queer. Those at the top of the mountain didn't fall there. Ask not of things to shed their veils. Unveil yourselves, and things will be unveiled. When it resonates and you feel it, then it was meant for you.
The truth will set you free, but not until it is finished with you.
Integrity is a powerful force, keeping you alive to others long after you've left their presence. With every part you act, there must be a little of yourself in it. There isn't, it's not acting, it's lying.
The older I grow, the more I distrust the familiar doctrine that age brings wisdom.
Those who make conversations impossible make escalation inevitable. Sorrow looks back, worry looks around, faith looks up. Strip back the beliefs pasted on by governesses, schools, and states, you find indelible truths at one's core. Summer is for surrendering, winter is for wondering.
Sometimes life is too hard to be alone, and sometimes life is too good to be alone.
When you stop complaining about others for not helping you and focus on your efforts, there's no stopping you.
I kept always 2 books in my pocket, one to read, one to write in.
Live and act within the limit of your knowledge, and keep expanding it to the limit of your life. Living might mean taking chances, but they're worth taking. Loving might be a mistake, but it's worth making.
Other people's opinion of you does not have to become your reality. It is during our darkest moments that we must focus to see the light. Vulnerability is the least celebrated emotion in our society.
Do not let the roles you play in life make you forget that you are human. The road to enlightenment is long and difficult, and you should try not to forget snacks and magazines. The simple things are also the most extraordinary things, and only the wise can see them. We have to dare to be ourselves, however frightening or strange that self may prove to be. Before you embark on a journey of revenge, dig 2 graves. Better to die fighting for freedom than be a prisoner all the days of your life. Don't live down to expectations. Go out there and do something remarkable. Once your mindset changes, everything on the outside will change along with it. Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened. I am old enough to know only too well my good and bad qualities, which were often one in the same. Don't let your luggage define your travels. Each life unravels differently.
The truth doesn't mind being told every once in a while.
In the book of life, the answers aren't in the back. Life moves very fast. It rushes from heaven to hell in a matter of seconds. In the face of adversity, we have a choice. We can be bitter, or we can be better. Those words are my North Star. Imagination is cheap as long as you don't have to worry about the details.
The way of success is the way of continuous pursuit of knowledge. Some things you hear with your ears, others you hear with your heart.
In 3 words, I can sum up everything I've learned about life. It goes on. The perfect man of old looked after himself first before looking to help others. If you do not enjoy a moment, you lose it forever. If you enjoy it, it is yours forever. Thought is so cunning, so clever, that it distorts everything for its own convenience. Focus on what you can control and let go of what you cannot. Failure is not when you fail once, but when you refuse to learn from your mistakes. I need to stop fantasizing about running away to some other life and start figuring out the one I have. Take it moment by moment, and you will find that we are all, as I've said before, bugs in amber. Not everyone is fight-able. Be careful of who you fight. A lie can travel halfway around the world, while the truth is putting on its shoes. Through synergy of intellect, artistry, and grace came into existence the blessing of a dancer.
A kingdom that has once been destroyed can never come again into being, nor can the dead ever be brought back to life.
Focus your heart, mind, and soul on joy, and you'll find ultimate success and fulfillment. Don't blow off another's candle, for it won't make yours shine brighter. Light cannot lose in a race against darkness, even if denied a head start. Loneliness and the feeling of being unwanted is the most terrible poverty. Most don't deserve your tears, and the ones that do will never make you cry.
Earth's crammed with heaven, but only he who sees takes off his shoes.
Receiving is good, but giving is much better. Nevertheless, sharing is the best. Night is a time of rigor, but also of mercy. There are truths which one can see only when it's dark. Shoot for the moon, because even if you miss, you'll land in the stars.
Money is better than poverty, if only for financial reasons.
Money gives you freedom. Freedom gives you happiness.
Our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall.
Business leaders make one of 2 mistakes: overestimating or underestimating their capabilities.
Those who realize their folly are not true fools.
I believe that words are strong, that they can overwhelm what we fear when fear seems more awful than life is good. To invent your own life's meaning is not easy, but it's still allowed, and I think you'll be happier for the trouble.
Crying can bring relief, as long as you don't cry alone.
You don't believe things because they make your life better. You believe them because they're true. Look at the sky tonight. All the stars have a reason. He who knows that enough is enough will always have enough. Sharing your accomplishments is essential, but avoid the pitfall of oversharing every minor success.
Whether we fall by ambition, blood, or lust, like diamonds, we are cut with our own dust. One who is too insistent on his own views finds few to agree with him. Remember that you are only alive now. This is the only moment you have. Embrace it.
Most people fail in life not because they aim too high and miss, but because they aim too low and hit. Whatever you vividly imagine, ardently desire, enthusiastically act upon will come to pass.
Growth and advancement happen outside the comfort zone.
No matter what happened yesterday, it is insignificant when compared to what lies within the core of your being today. Knowing your why is much more important than setting a random goal. The irony of life is that those who wear masks often tell us more truths than those with open faces. Like a missing tooth, sometimes an absence is more noticeable than a presence.
We swallowed the chaos because we knew we didn't want to be ordinary.
The difference between genius and stupidity is that genius has its limits. Truth strikes us from behind and in the dark, as well as from before and in broad daylight. Courage and perseverance have a magical talisman, before which difficulties disappear and obstacles vanish into air. Stop giving meaningless praise and start giving meaningful action. A man must not be without shame, for the shame of being without shame is shamelessness indeed.
If I cannot do great things, I can do small things in a great way. Nothing isn't better or worse than anything. Nothing is just nothing.
You have forgotten the one who doesn't care about ownership, who doesn't try to turn a profit from every human exchange.
How quick come the reasons for approving what we like.
I think that only if one feels immensely important can one feel truly light. Though the road's been rocky, it sure feels good to me.
A seed neither fears light nor darkness, but uses both to grow.
I don't know why we are here, but I'm pretty sure that it is not in order to enjoy ourselves. People's lives take them strange places. They do strange things and, sometimes they can't talk about them. It is error only, and not truth, that shrinks from inquiry.
We must live together as brothers, or perish together as fools.
Take risks, make bold decisions, and enjoy the journey of leaving your own unique mark in this world. Our power lies in our small daily choices, one after another, create eternal ripples of a life well lived. Every person has a right to risk their own life for the preservation of it.
Let your mind wander in the pure and simple. Be one with the infinite. Let all things take their course.
Always have a willing hand to help someone. You might be the only one that does.
Sometimes when hardships knock, it's just life. Do not take it personal.
People will not remember what you did for living. They will remember how you touched them with kindness and loving. Life belongs to the living, and he who lives must be prepared for changes.
Your vision will be blurry, but it will grow clear with time. Imagination is the highest form of research.
You can't always judge people by the things they've done. You gotta judge them by what they are doing now. I need you to be happy. I need one of us to be happy. If you do not believe you are disciplined, it is because you have not decided to become disciplined. The stupid neither forgive nor forget. The naive forgive and forget. The wise forgive but do not forget. Nobody can go back and start a new beginning, but anyone can start today and make a new ending. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. Believe in your heart that you're meant to live a life full of passion, purpose, magic, and miracle. Accept yourself, flaws, quirks, talents, secret thoughts, all of it, and experience true liberation.
To bear and not to own, to act and not lay claim, to do the work and let it go, for just letting it go is what makes it stay.
He who has a why to live can bear almost any how. No man can be a failure if he thinks he's a success. If he thinks he is a winner, then he is. Bring up the past, only if it will help to build the future. Otherwise, it's best to be left to sleep.
Do not wait for the last judgment. It comes every day.
Be like the flower that gives its fragrance to even the hand that crushes it.
I would never die for my beliefs, because I might be wrong.
When you go in search of honey, you must expect to be stung by bees.
Therefore, just as water retains no constant shape, so in warfare there are no constant conditions.
Every block of work has patience inside it, and it is the task of skills to discover it.
Be not afraid of going slowly. Be afraid only of standing still.
When you open your mind, you open new doors to new possibilities for yourself and new opportunities to help others. When we least expect it, a new door opens on its own to take us where we belong. A man can't be always defending the truth. There must be a time to feed on it.
Do no harm, and leave the world a better place than you found it.
Wrong does not cease to be wrong because the majority share in it. There is only one day left, always starting over. It is given to us at dawn and taken away from us at dusk.
I've had a lot of worries in my life, most of which never happened.
Listen with curiosity, speak with honesty, act with integrity.
Remove the clowns from your life before you become one. Your life has a limit, but knowledge has none. If you use what is limited to pursue what has no limit, you will be in danger. If you appreciate the small things, you're likely to get the big ones.
So early in my life, I had learned that if you want something, you had better make some noise.
For any sin, we all suffer. That is why our suffering is endless.
Your conscience is the measure of the honesty of your selfishness. Listen to it carefully. Wisdom comes from experience. Experience is often a result of lack of wisdom. The only thing standing between you and your dreams is reluctance. One is not struck by the truth until prompted quite accidentally by some external event.
Fear can only grow in darkness. Once you face fear with light, you win.
Einstein said that insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result.
Beyond the fiction of reality, there is the reality of the fiction.
I cannot teach anybody anything. I can only make them think.
Once we accept our limits, we go beyond them. I'd rather die while I'm living than live while I'm dead. You are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream.
He had a look of composed dissatisfaction, as if he understood life thoroughly.
Maybe everyone can live beyond what they're capable of.
Nothing factual that I write or say will be as truthful as my fiction. A daily dose of daydreaming heals the heart, soothes the soul, and strengthens the imagination. I'm sure the universe is full of intelligent life. It's just been too intelligent to come here.
Your words start to lose value when your actions don't match.
I saw the world from the stars' point of view, and it looked unbearably lonely.
You show me a capitalist, and I'll show you a bloodsucker.
Champions have the courage to keep turning the pages, because they know a better chapter lies ahead. Perception is reality to the one in the experience. The most wasted of days is one without laughter. What others think about you is none of your business. To those who, in spite of everything, still choose goodness. Live as if you were to die tomorrow. Learn as if you were to live forever. What you focus on and the way you think will determine the way you live.
Many things are not as they seem. The worst things in life never are.
The minute I stopped trying to find the right girl and started trying to become the right guy, the girl came.
To touch the soul of another human being is to walk on holy ground.
I woke up incredibly grateful today. I'm allowing myself to bask in this feeling.
Knowledge is merely brilliance in organization of ideas and not wisdom. The truly wise person goes beyond knowledge.
Properly practiced, knitting soothes the troubled spirit, and it doesn't hurt the untroubled spirit either. Stop telling people everything. Emotion often outwits intelligence, while intuition renders life surprisingly fluent and enjoyable. Life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards. You may be disappointed if you fail, but you are doomed if you don't try. Never confuse a single defeat with a final defeat.
Let your plans be dark and impenetrable as night, and when you move, fall like a thunderbolt. Don't fear big. Fear mediocrity. Fear waste. Fear the lack of living to your fullest.
It was hard to live normally when you were constantly pretending you didn't see what was going on in front of your face. Successful people enjoy the journeys they embark on, irrespective of whether they reach their destination or not.
In the cherry blossom shade, there's no such thing as a stranger. Nobody ever lives their life all the way up, except bullfighters.
If so few female geniuses are found in history, it is because society denies them any means of expression. Only he who attempts the absurd is capable of achieving the impossible.
The only thing that interferes with my learning is my education.
Excellence perfection is not a destination. It is a continuous journey that never ends. If I didn't try to assume responsibility for my own existence, it would seem utterly absurd to go on existing. Don't waste your energy trying to change opinions. Do your thing and don't care if they like it. In a room where people unanimously maintain a conspiracy of silence, one word of truth sounds like a pistol shot. The best reaction to a paradox is to invent a genuinely new and deep idea.
Concentrate your energy and hoard your strength.
No one human being knows the full truth about another human being, not even one's nearest and dearest. The worst thing he told me is bitterness. People end up so bitter.
Some men never die, and some men never live, but we're all alive tonight. If you derive joy in destroying others, you won't go far in life.